The Mendocino County Board of Supervisors chambers were full yesterday. About 70 people concerned about the Dollar General store proposed for Redwood Valley attended the board meeting, which was held to determine if an appeal of the Planning Commission's decision to allow the development of the store should stand. Reporter Lorraine Dector was there and has the story of what happened.
It was kind of like the story of David and Goliath, and David won yesterday, at least temporarily. The Raging Granny sang a song about keeping Redwood General out of Redwood Valley with the refrain, "Leave it as it is and things will be just fine." The owner of the Redwood Valley Market, Alex Cheheda, believes his store would go out of business if Dollar General is allowed in, because that's the situation that's occurred in other towns where Dollar General sells alcohol at their price to get people in the door, meaning out of the doors of other establishments.
In the last 11 years, I learned a lot about my customers' needs, and I brought everything they asked me for. I listened to their stories, and they listened to mine. We are just like a family now. I never said no to anyone who asked me for donation. I helped the fire department with money, and I helped them with product every year on barbecue day and whenever they need it. We helped all the schools in Redwood Valley through the years. We helped most of the churches in Redwood Valley, the police department, the monastery in Redwood Valley. We helped soccer teams. We adopted a highway sign on Highway 101 so we can clean the road 2 miles. We donated a lot of food and water and ice to the fire victims who were camping at the lake and the fairground. I helped Hopper's Corner store in Potter Valley. I buy all their groceries so they can buy it from me because no one could deliver the product to their stores in Potter Valley. Don't make me close my business so you can give it to others who don't care about locals and who do not care to support local companies. And thank you.
About 45 minutes of testimony was made by residents of Redwood Valley, all of it against the project. We hear Tarney Sheldon, Charlie Vaughn, and Lou Brooks.
As a respected board whose job it is to do what's right for us as a community, as your neighbors, and that's what we are, I'm asking you, I'm begging you, please do what in your heart you know to be the right thing. Please don't allow Dollar General to move in and ruin our little community.
Hi, my name's Charlie Vaughn. I live in Redwood Valley. I have since 1997. I'm a landscaper here in the area. And why am I sacrificing hours out of my hourly paid job to come to these meetings? Because of 1,500 plus people who signed a petition saying no Dollar General in Redwood Valley. 1,500 people, residents of Redwood Valley, out of a population of 1,800 people.
I would urge you as my representatives in this county that I was born and raised in, that you could figure out some way, hopefully that's why we elected you, to figure out some way to make this so that it's not the will of some company from Texas to say that we're coming in and there's nothing you can do about it. And in addition to that, that our own county staff, who are our colleagues and neighbors and work in our county, paid by our county tax dollars, they are kind of quoted a lot by the person from Texas saying about this development. And it saddens me. I'm dismayed. That I hope that as a council you can direct your county staff to be supportive of the will of the people and figure out ways that they could have spent those hours that they spent saying, well, this and this and this, our hands are tied. It didn't seem to present ways that there would be a way that you could legally have some footing, and direct your county staff in the future to be supportive of figuring out both sides of the story and not being for the side of the developers.
The supervisors were impressed at the civility of the residents testifying. Supervisor Dan Hamburg.
It's my feeling, having listened to all this today and listened to the staff and listened to the various speakers, that a good argument can be made that this particular project is not consistent with the August 2009 general plan. Certainly if you go through the goals and policies, you see things about improving the aesthetics of areas surrounding the downtown. You see things about establishing a consistent architectural theme You see things about encouraging streetscape improvements. And I think the term smart growth is kind of being misused here by people who think that all smart growth means is when you have a vacant piece of land between two developed pieces of land, you should infill. I think what smart growth is really about is development that supports local economies. It supports strong communities. It supports environmental health for a community. One other good definition of smart growth I came across was it defines a collaborative approach to town design and restoration. None of those definitions fit this project.
Sabrina Teller spoke on behalf of Cross Development, the contractor and eventual leaseholder of the location chosen for the Dollar General, which already received approvals on the project from the county and the Planning Commission this summer, based on the general plan making such a project ministerial, not requiring noticing of the community and environmental reviews.
Now it's a point of contention whether there is any discretion in the well permit and septic permit. Your staff has informed you that the longstanding interpretation of those permits are that they are also not discretionary. But be that as it may, those have not been challenged. There has been no appeal of those permits that were issued earlier this summer, and so they aren't folded just by argument into this appeal. The water use, I understand it's a sensitive issue. It's a sensitive issue all over the state, but the water use for this store will be less than that of a typical single-family home. I respect that there are very strong feelings, obviously, about this particular use, but those strong feelings are not a legal basis for disregarding the plain language of your longstanding permitting structure. And so because of that, you must deny the appeal. Thank you.
Redwood Valley is in the chair of the Board of Supervisors, Carrie Brown's district.
I live in a small rural community. We have those small rural communities all over our county that are not within the UVAP, that do need to be considered, what community members have to say, those living in communities, the small businesses, the mom and pops that are challenged when box stores come in, big or small. To me, it does not go with our rural communities. That's urban decay. Don't know if all of this is a legal standing that would hold up in court, but I hope that it would, because I do feel that we are this community. I was born and raised here. I have been here 5 generations, and I swore when I took this seat I would protect the 1st District as well as the county and its future.
The vote was unanimous to support those protesting against the allowance of a Dollar General store in their community, and the concern many residents shared about how the county staff only seemed to be supporting the corporate interests and not the people's interests was palpable in the chambers as the supervisors moved forward, asking the county staff to come back with new findings of fact that support a new resolution that would uphold the appeal by the owner of the Redwood Valley Market, which could stop the project in its tracks. Now, if that approach fails, the supervisors discussed going in other directions, halting the well permits, or even the ABC license, which would fall under the sheriff's purview. The decision is tentative, and a new resolution will be presented at the October 20th Board of Supervisors meeting for a final vote. For KZYX, I'm Lorraine Dector.